Read all about it. Read all about it. New things coming in 2025.
Lots of changes.
I thought about that on the way to work this morning. Then I just forgot about it, and now I just remembered.
Did you just have like a very vivid memory of being on Spaceship Earth?
Exactly. That's
and the
exactly what I was
bit, the faceless boy.
The boy with no face.
The faceless boy.
The faceless boy. You can't see me.
You can't see me. I'm the faceless boy announcing everything as we go. Oh dear. Are you in a bit of a silly mood?
Hello, John. For those who are just listening and not watching, that would make no sense. And if you're watching, it might still make no sense.
Hello,
is John. This is John from Jurassic Park. Hello, John.
Hello, John.
And my friend Sean, her dad, who works for Universal, brought us in some goodies. And no one wanted John. And I saw John and went, oh, I want John. I didn't need to see the rest of the options. There was like some Life of Pets toys and there was a dinosaur. And I went, I want John.
Yeah,
I love his
you.
walking stick as well.
I don't blame you. Why have you not taken the tag off?
Because
do you think it's collectible or
maybe one day? You never know. But that's John. So you can live up there. Sorry, how are you, Stephen?
So how many times today are we going to go, hello, John?
Oh no, we were done now. We don't need to say it anymore.
Can I get one more out of my system?
Go on then.
Hello, John. I'm really good, actually. Feeling very positive. But I think that's partially because a trip is coming closer. I feel like the countdown is eking its way.
We planned it yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Is like, this podcast constantly gets me excited for doing this. But at the same time, as soon as I talk for an extended period of time with other people about it as well, which is why guest episodes get me hyped up anyway, from talking to Sophie and Harry yesterday, I'm really excited. Yeah. Very excited.
We all said something
because we're not. How many days are we now from recording this? It's like 35, 36?
I think it's 36.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But we all said something that was important to us, like what we wanted to do on that trip, and each part right, here's what I would like to do. Yeah. And it was very civilized, and it just everyone. I think it's going to be a lovely, calm, moochy trip, except for our day at Universal. We have said we are going to go quite hard because we're doing one day at Universal. Apart from that, though, relaxing vibes.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, one question I do want to quickly pose to you, actually, is at what point with planning a trip do you think it becomes difficult to cater to everybody? Like, how many people is that? That'd be my argument.
I think it's...
Because I think over 4 or 5 is your threshold.
I think over 4. I think 4 you can do, depending on the dynamic. Yeah. Once you go over 4, I think 6 is where it starts to get tricky, really tricky. 5 is annoying because of seating arrangements on rides. 6 is just difficult to please everybody. Yeah.
And also, I think with 6, especially if you're going as a family, that's where you've got to choose your favourite child. A little bit. You're who's going to, especially if you have 3 kids, it's like, who's on their own? Because it can't always be mum and dad. They paid a fortune to be there.
This is true.
That's my logic.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But also, going back to what you were saying as well, I feel like because of the way that the 4 of us are approaching this, Harry and Sophie both spent time doing the summer program last year, which was amazing for them. So we're all at a stage where we've been
last year.
Yeah, no.
Over a year ago.
Oh, over a year ago now. But no, more so for the fact that, let's face it, they have now done pretty much everything they probably want to do on the whole. There's still obviously some new experiences to have. But I just think when you've gone a few times, you start to approach trips differently, which I know we've spoken about in previous episodes anyway. But
I also think we've been since they finished their program. I've been twice. And we've done California. Yeah. They haven't been at all.
No. So
although Italy is all our trip, I'm also we do things all the time that I'm like, well, what do you guys want to do? Because we're here all the time.
Yeah. But also, everybody wanted to do something different. Everyone had different priorities, but none of those priorities were not aligned with each other.
No, but it'd be I want to do this. And Sophie's brilliant, because that's what I was going to pick, so I can pick something else now.
Yeah,
I was wonderful. So it all worked out very nice.
Except for Navi River Journey.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we've got on it. If you guys want to go on it. But unless it's a walk on.
I would much rather walk around somewhere like Gorilla Falls or the Maharaja Trail.
You're such an old man.
No, I would. Yeah. I am a bit old. If I'm
struggling
to walk around those trails, then that'll be my problem.
You don't want to see this. No,
because that's a very good impression, though.
You.
I almost think the animatronic is more fluid than
So
you
do
in that moment.
Well, I'm restricted by the microphone and headphones, but yeah.
True.
You don't want to see that?
Yeah, but also that animatronic's got to do it 14 hours a day.
You don't want to see it?
No.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I think it's a very impressive animatronic. I'm going to say something controversial. I don't think it's the most... I don't know. It doesn't really engage me that much.
Well, you see...
I'm like, oh, nah. I'm just like, okay, cool.
I look at it for...
It's cool.
I look at it like, that's really
for
cool.
like 10 seconds.
But I always remember the time I went on that ride. I queued so long and it wasn't even there. That's the only reason I went on that ride, and
especially with like the screen, because the screen was awful.
I was like, you're kidding me.
Like really bad. How are you anyway, Chloe?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm pretty tired from work.
Yeah.
It's peak season, so it is busy at work. But the issue is I've got a new part-time job.
Have you?
On a farm.
Oh, of course you have. I was like, where are you going with this? Like, and when were you going to break this news to me?
New part-time job on the farm of Stardew Valley.
Oh,
and don't get me wrong,
obsessed.
I've been a Stardew Valley player for a while.
You have?
Back in the day, I played it. Then I played it again with Stephen, got you into it because you didn't get it.
Oh no, I get it now.
And then we had a little break. And then you started a farm by yourself, and then I went, yeah, me too. So now I have my farm as well, and I love it. So on my days off, that's what I'm doing.
No,
Stardew
I think
Valley.
that's great.
So yeah, apart from that though, I'm pretty good.
No, it was quite exciting earlier as well, actually, when you kind of came through, because one of the things that we're debating at the moment is what makes more financial sense, buying a universal annual pass or going like separately. And I think it comes out much cheaper for us to actually just do the annual pass. So I'm very excited to become an annual pass holder again.
Yeah, do you know what I'm excited
for? I've been waiting for that for so long. Go on.
Our park experience this evening.
What's our park experience this?
Cheeseburger spring rolls from M&S.
Of course. We will let you know how they are, because I've seen them advertised all over.
And I've heard people say
TikTok,
they're good.
And that they are pretty good. We'll put them in the air fryer, obviously not the oven, because the oven is dead to us at the moment.
Yeah, we bought a new oven like last year because we needed a new oven, and then we got an air fryer for Christmas, and now our oven doesn't get used because we use the air fryer.
Yeah, it's literally crazy.
Special occasions only for the oven.
No, exactly. Oh, that's what I was going to speak to you about. I've started to think about the challenges that I want to do on this particular trip.
Wow. Okay.
And little things like that.
Oh, yes. Go ahead. I know one of them.
Yeah, I mean, one of them is going to be a little mini series, and I don't want to spoil anything. But
this has been in the talks for a while.
Yes, but I plan to flush it out of my system, as you will. That's my little clue for this mini series, and those of you who probably know me will understand why I'm doing this mini series. I was thinking of other things as well. Like, I want to spend a little bit more time on this trip actually speaking to cast members, because I often find that cast members have so many like little tidbits and fun facts, and I think there's only so many like facts that you can find out online through reading blogs and things like that and YouTube. I'd actually want to speak to as many cast members as possible and try and find out some stuff that you can't really find out anywhere else, to be honest. Yeah.
Just like be like, can I just ask you a quick question? We're making a series about this, and they'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
that's
one of my
good
things.
Idea. I like that.
The other thing is that I'm going to set myself a challenge, and it's a drinking challenge. Now, I know what all of you are thinking. Am I going to get absolutely wrecked? No, I'm not, because this is a sober one. We get our refillable cups with the dining plan that we've got. I'm going to try and have, over the course of the 11 days, as many different drinks as possible. So I'm going to aim for about 50 different drinks over the course of that 11 days.
Okay, well, what does it count though? Right, here's my question in your
Don't bring
theory.
me down, Chloe.
No, I'm not bringing
this
you
is
down,
my moment.
But does it count? Like, if I get a drink, and you have a sip of that drink, does that count?
It's got to go in my cup.
Okay.
But also, I will.
What about if there's a drink that you know you don't like?
Well, sometimes you just have to suck it up. I'm working
like
on
root beer.
I'm working on the fact that I probably will need some variation, and I might have to try some things that I don't necessarily really like. But that's the beauty, is that after 10-15 minutes I can go refill again. So that's good. I do need to have we need some rules.
Yeah.
I need to drink a certain amount.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm going to give it a rating.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to try and take a picture proof of every drink that I have.
Okay, here's my next question for you.
And for those of you that think that's boring, it's what matters to me.
What about,
Go
hear
on.
me out, Coke Cherry and Coke Vanilla and Coke Cherry Vanilla? Is those 3 different drinks?
Of course they are.
Okay. So that was just my question.
No, because I'm thinking I can start quite sweet and simple. So I might float a little bit around like the Minute Maids and the Powerades and things like that. I really do.
Yeah.
I'll go through every single variation of that and try and work out which one I like best. Because ideally what I want to do is by the time that we get to like a May trip or the September trip, if we are doing dining plan for September, I want to sit there and go, these are my top 5. I'm happy now.
So you're saying we should do an episode of ranking the Coke
No.
machine?
This would be like a YouTube short or a TikTok at the very least, because I'm pretty sure that people will not
episode
want to sit there and go.
113, rating the Coke Freestyle machine drinks.
Good Lord, could you literally imagine? Like if we still have a following by that point, I mean, look, I'm gonna put it out there. If the people want it, the people want it. If they don't, it's my own little. These are my little passion projects that I'm going to be working on for the next few. Have you thought anything about your personal projects or like challenges this year?
This year?
Don't worry if not.
I have thought about potentially having a margarita.
That's not a challenge. Like a challenge is something that you don't normally do.
Okay. My challenge is to see how much food.
How many tequila?
To see how much I actually like to try and not spend money on food in February, like when I don't need to. I mean, like see how far I can get with that quick service dining plan. I'm not going to starve myself, obviously.
No, for sure.
But I want to see how little I can spend on an 11-night trip.
But also knowing you and how much food you like have, I think 2 meals and a snack every day is more than enough for you.
Exactly.
Like,
but also if I'm a bit hungry but not fully hungry, I might just get a kid's chicken tender meal. So that would go down as one thing. Okay. The only thing I'm not going to include in my spending is the Universal annual pass. Yeah, that doesn't include. That's not counted in my spending of this trip.
No. What was the other thing we were talking about earlier? Oh, I was saying $100
Yeah, that's
challenge.
The one I'm excited for.
Yeah. So one of the other things that I'm also going to do, because like I want to do some things that we haven't done before, because I think one of the things that we tend to do is we'll do trips and we're kind of creatures of habit a little bit, whereas I want to try as much new stuff as possible, which is what we said in our resolutions episode. So what I'd really like to do is give me and Chloe $100 in cash. Each. I know. Pretty nice.
I'm excited about that one.
I'm thinking, how close to $100 can you spend in a day?
Exactly.
Now, one of the things that I'm also thinking, I might not always buy stuff that I want. So part of me was, I obviously want them, maybe. I'm not sure. Where am I going with this?
I've got no idea.
No, I was going to say if there were things that I bought that I'm not necessarily going to like keep, but it's going to help me potentially win the challenge, or I think it's going to help me win the challenge. Might put together like a little bundle, do a bit of giveaway.
Oh, a little giveaway.
That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
Okay. No, I get that.
Are you with me now? Because I wasn't sure where that was going.
No, neither
I'll be
was
honest
I.
with you.
Neither was I. No, I'm excited for that one. But I also feel like there should be part of the challenge where you have to buy at least X amount of things.
Yeah.
You can't just buy 2 things and be done with it. Do you know what I mean? You have to get at least 1 food item, 1 something else.
Oh, yeah. No, why don't we
that?
make a bit of a hit list where it has to be like, you have to get a food, you have to get a drink, you have to get a pin, you have to get something wearable.
Oh.
And then that's kind of like your base, and then you've got to try and wrap it up in other way.
I like that. Yeah.
If anything else fails, I'm just going to go and buy loads of dips or apples.
Yeah, no, I like
Which
that.
would be a colossal waste of time. But you were also talking about the questions and answers and things like that.
That's my passion project.
Yeah.
The questions.
Go on,
which, it worked, people.
Yeah.
It worked. And you answered, which I was even better because I was so worried that no one would actually answer my question.
To you.
Because I'd be like, no one actually does it. Right. And I have 3 correct answers. And one that's quite funny, so I'm going to read it out as well.
Yeah, go on then.
I know exactly who they were from. Because on how it's done, it will tell me a summary.
Sure.
It'll give me the 4 responses I've got in front of me, and it will tell me like the Instagram names, but it didn't match it up. So but I could figure out who was who.
Sure.
Right. So the correct answer to last week's question, which was what is the name of the new villain show coming to Hollywood studios, It is Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. That's what it's called. So we had the correct answers from Tattoo Tourists, The Miller 1997, and Nick Carter .88. Well done, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We then had this answer. Lightning McQueen's Villainous Academy, featuring Chick Hicks. Any guesses as to who put that on there?
Alana Holmes.
No.
No. Who was it? Liam?
No.
Who else is silly and goofy? Sophie?
No.
I don't know. Go on, tell me.
The Phage sisters.
Oh.
With a winky face.
Those reckless Phage
I literally
sisters.
saw it and went, and I saw the list of people. I went, I know exactly who put that one. So yeah, well done if you got it right. There was a shout out, and that I really enjoyed that. Putting the form up and being
like that
go
a little
on,
bit.
give me your answers.
Well, let's try and get some more answers in for next week. I think in terms of that question as well, actually, that's quite a nice question.
Yes,
I think
it wasn't too difficult.
What we can kind of ramp up here and there is we'll rank some questions, whether they're kind of easy, medium, difficult.
I can do multiple choice as well.
You can do what you want.
I can do. Oh, I got great ideas. Great.
You could do it in the form of Jeopardy.
So many
Mickey
thoughts.
Mouse?
But yes, we are talking about all things coming in 2025, mainly Disney. We're going to touch lightly on Epic Universe, but not too much because we've got a whole episode about that coming up. So.
Gently caress Epic Universe.
Gently.
Is what we're here
I've got
for.
a lovely little Epic Universe badge.
I thought you were
going to
be like, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
No, I've got a lovely pin from Epic Universe. Not a pin, it's like a little badge.
Yeah, no, it's cute though.
From my friend Sean.
My first question to you is, where do you want to start? Because obviously there are changes happening pretty much in every single park in some capacity over the course of 2025. So would you like to work your way around the parks, or how do you see this going?
I see us starting at Hollywood because we've mentioned Unfairly Ever After. So should we start there?
No, that sounds good to me.
So it's due to come to Hollywood in summer 2025. So I reckon we'll see it in September when we're there.
I'd be surprised if we didn't, but then again, I think one of the reasons why Disney does a lot of like predictions and they say spring, fall, summer is so that they give themselves like a 3-month window contingency. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would take everything that we say here with a slight pinch of salt because a lot of these are estimations and things can get held up all the time, to be honest.
Now, I don't know if you remember, Stephen, from the Wish vlogs. Do you remember the Villains game show I took part in?
I do, because that had all the characters on the screen. And
I imagine it's similar to that. That's
cool.
what I'm envisioning, is that kind of thing.
I mean, one thing I'm asking the question of at the moment is, are there going to be any hints as to attractions or elements of Villains Land that we're going to see within that? Because I feel like Disney are being quite deliberate in putting something like that to get people hyped up for what the expansion that's coming to Magic Kingdom.
Walt Disney Worlds.
Yeah, can we talk about that briefly?
Yeah, the American rebranding.
I saw the advert for it. And I was like, oh, this is kind of like a Disney World advert. And then just at the end, there's like the slightest bit of like, I know, pixie dust. And it kind of, I don't know, it shimmers. And then it's like Disney Worlds. And I'm like, okay.
So is it a rebranding, or is it just a one-off advert being like, we're not just Disney World, we're Disney Worlds, like, or is it a rebranding? I
mean, I don't know. I think it's an interesting marketing ploy anyway, or shift, because of the fact that we are getting, things like Cars Land, Villains Land. We're going to be able to go over to Monstropolis and all of these different places. So, as you said kind of perfectly the other episode when we were talking about sort of Star Wars and Hollywood being like, you are in the films and you are in these worlds. You are the movies. And the magic.
You are the magic.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I think it's a little bit of a dead space for me, to be honest. So it's an odd one, and I feel like whatever they're going to put there, obviously we know what they're putting there, but like whatever they put there is only ever going to exist temporarily. Like I can't see something like that lasting past.
It's just
past the opening,
very random where it is.
Yeah,
Hollywood is a bit random, but like. It's right next to the Muppets and Tower of Terror. Like, it doesn't quite... I don't get it.
Is it next to the Muppets? No, it's not.
No, next to Rock and Roll, which is going to be Muppets. Sorry, is what I meant.
Yeah. Sorry, you were confused. I was like, they're on opposite sides of the park.
No, I mean as in, like, it's going to be where Rock and Roll, but but Muppets is.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Villains and it's Tower of Terror. It's a weird area.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that it's hidden.
Yeah, it's very hidden.
I mean, it's very in keeping with the fact that you walk around the corner and you're going to be able to hear the screams of Tower as you kind of go into a villain show. I'm like, that's quite fitting. But I mean, I'll be honest. I was watching quite a good video actually on Disney Food Blog and a couple of other places like All Ears Net on all of these kind of changes. And one of the things they did was they were like ranking. So, like, how excited are you for that change?
Oh, yeah.
Like, out of 5. In a way, I would like to throw that in there. I'm going to be honest. I would only be like, I don't know, 2 out of 5 excited for this.
I'm a 2 out of 5 excited for it.
I think it's an interesting shift.
I'm not in a rush to see it.
No, and I think of a lot of the things that we're going to see changing, this is not the one that I'm most excited for. But I think this is also a nice way to kind of segue into the fact that we are actually getting something back, finally, which is The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, I've kind of missed.
It's needed an update, though. Like, thank God they're updating it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oof, that show hasn't changed in my entire life.
She was a tired clamshell.
And my favourite part of that show is that they were like, they did Under the Sea, and then suddenly it was just like, the rest of the film was in like 30 seconds.
Well, there was no narrative.
And
that
then
was
like
it.
Eric's there and Max, who's the biggest dog in the world. It was just a bit strange, really. So I'm glad that they're updating it. It needs it, but it'll be really good once
No,
it
they've
is
said
updated.
I know. I mean, one of the things that I was reading is that they've kind of made sure that it's more in keeping with the kind of real key songs and actually tells the story of The Little Mermaid rather than just kind of fragments of The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more taken from the live action.
Yeah.
A lot of inspiration taken from that, I believe. Don't hold me to that, though.
No, but if anything, that's one of the things that we've seen in a lot of the live actions is they've managed to kind of, you know, for all their faults, and let's be honest, like everyone's quite defensive about the cartoons, but for all their faults, they do expand on a lot of storylines, and I think that's what they've been able to do. So I hope they certainly do the same with this one as well.
Okay, 3. Sorry, out of 5.
That one I'm 3 out of 5.
Oh, I'm a 3 out of 5 as well. And you said 3 out of 5 without
3 out of 5.
asking us the question.
I am
3
a
out of
3.
5? I'm a 3 out of 5. No, actually, no, change that. I didn't mean that.
No.
I'm a 4 out of 5.
Oh, I'd give you a 5 out of 5. Oh,
No,
we're ranking this. Sorry,
we're ranking
my bad.
The show, Stephen. I'd give myself a 6 out of 5. Thank you very much.
Steady on, your head's getting a bit
I'll go
over
next
this
then.
side.
We'll stay in the park.
Sure.
It's going to start happening this year. Monsters Inc. Land.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's going to open this year.
No,
they haven't given an opening date, but it's going to start happening.
I mean, my estimation for that sort of land being opening is 27, 28.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I think it will be... Okay, maybe...
You reckon it'll be slower?
No, I thought it would be quicker. I think it's going to be... Actually, now you said it, I think it'll be like February time, 27? So start of the year, 27.
Oh, see, I would go much later.
Okay.
But that's just me, only because they're doing a lot of like, I feel like the modelling of like and refacing of Muppets Courtyard will be fairly easy, and actually gutting Muppet Vision and doing whatever they're going to do with that will be fine. It's actually kind of building the rides that's going to be the challenge. But then again, if we think about the timeline that we had for Tron, the timeline we had for Guardians, they were about a year and a half or so.
It's only because of COVID and they get really screwed up.
And it wasn't too bad. So actually, I'd estimate about 2 years or so, give or take 6 months from where we are now. So yeah, I would estimate summer 27.
I'm going spring 27.
Oh, aren't we competitive?
We are. How excited are you for it?
Honestly, I'm a 5 out of 5, mainly because I've always loved Monsters Inc. It's been one of my favourite Pixar films for so long. I love the idea of being in a suspended coaster. The door. Yeah, exactly. But who hasn't wanted to... Like, I think about iconic scenes and... Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, there are a few experiences that I'd really love to have and step inside a movie. One of them would be, like, to fly in the Up House, and I'd love for them to do, like, a Soarin'-esque thing like that. It's never going to happen, but I can dream, right? But actually being in that door scene, I remember in sort of... Because I think it came out, 2001? 2002? Yeah. I don't know, off the top of my head. But when I saw that in the cinema, that scene blew me away, and I was like, that's amazing.
Just imagine little Steve sat there being like, wow, this is amazing.
The door.
Although, right, hear me out. It gives
You've said that twice now. Is this your hear me out episode?
Hear me out. The door scene in Monsters Inc.
Yes.
Gives me the same urge to want to go on that.
Yeah.
As the luggage scene in Toy Story.
Sold.
Those things are the same.
In Toy Story 2.
Yeah, you know when they're going through the luggage, and you've seen it, and you're like, I've always wanted to go down that. It's the same feeling. I've always wanted to go on the door thing. With the door ride, I really want them to do the, Mama, another gator got in the house.
Another gator.
Get me that shovel.
Yeah. If there aren't like little tidbits of that,
that's
then
what I'd really like.
they are missing out.
It's going to be wonderful.
It will be. Is there much else happening in Hollywood? Oh, yes, there are. We obviously are getting the Rock and Roller Coaster update, which
it
again,
won't be this year though.
It won't be this year, but again, I don't know. They haven't really announced when that's happening. But again, same with that. I'm not that hyped for it, I'll be honest with you.
And I'm a 3 out of 5.
Oh no, I'm a 2 for that, I'll be honest with you. That's kind of where we're at. And actually, I know that a lot of people are devastated that Muppets is going. And don't get me wrong, I quite like the Muppets area, but when I think about maybe the last 3 or 4 years of trips that I've had, I don't spend a lot of time there. Muppet Vision is tired. I hate to say it, because I do like the comedy of the Muppets.
Vision 3D.
And it's great, and that's one of my like memories from when I went there ages ago. So, yeah, it'll be sad to see it gone, but I'm not utterly devastated. So
no, I get that.
So
get that. Cool.
Where to next go?
No, you decide. I decided the first
Oh,
part.
let's go over to Animal Kingdom, shall we?
Okay, now can I go in first?
Now hear me out.
Hear me out. I've never been a Tough to Be a Bug fan. I love Zootopia. Love it.
Yeah, you do.
But will I like a 4D show that still features animals?
I think you will, because I think the whole premise of It's Tough to Be a Bug, there is that kind of fear element there as well.
Yeah.
Because it's creepy crawlies, like even though it is set in the Bug's Life universe. So
I would give it maybe like, on my excitement level, I'd maybe give it
I'm a 3 on that one. Yeah, I'm a 3.
I really want to enjoy it because I love Judy Hopps. I am Judy Hopps.
Are you?
Would you not say so?
Go on, give me 3 traits that make you hoppy.
Very energetic most of the time. Always wanting to help people.
Yeah.
And taking things far too seriously. Like, you know when she had to put those parking tickets on the car?
Sold.
Isn't that me?
Yeah, because she turned it into a game.
Yeah.
And a competition with herself. Yeah, because
it was just like, oh, can you do 50 of these? And, I'll do 100.
Yeah, I'll do them all.
that is me. I am Judy Hopps. Take things too seriously. And,
no, I kind of get it. But what they have said is that is going to debut in winter of 2025.
So again, we won't do it this year.
No. So that will be a 2026 trip.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's taking over in the Tree of Life Theatre.
Yeah, and one thing we will notice on our trip very soon, Dino Land.
Yeah.
You've seen the map has already got trees all over it.
Please tell me that you saw the video of Chester and Hester actually being out on the final day.
No.
Chester and Hester made an appearance, and it was so funny because like Chester was literally like, "Oh my god, where's what was it? Where's Primeval Whirl?"
Yeah.
And it was like, "Oh yeah, that's probably a good thing." Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And they were like, and it was so cool to have the characters out there in the first instance, like a proper rare thing, but
really rare.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of Dino Land Dino Land, we've said for ages, feels like a tired, outdated area. Yeah. It is a carnival, but it feels disconnected and disjointed from everything that Animal Kingdom is.
Tell you what it feels like.
Go on.
You know the area between Marvel Land and Toon Lagoon?
Yeah.
Same vibes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Why is it there? No, I agree.
But dinosaur.
Yeah, dinosaur making extinction is sad. It really is. But they have also said to us that it's like dinosaur is one of the last things to go. So therefore that's not leaving until at least the end of 2025, if not early 2026. Yeah. They have also said as well that the construction is obviously beginning now. But they also, there is no current plan until 2026 to get rid of Dinosaur, Restaurantosaurus and the Boneyard.
Yeah.
So they're all expected to remain open. So I don't think we're really going to kind of mourn the loss of this until we can't go get that dino, if I'm being honest.
I am excited for a new dining option, though, they're going to bring to that land.
What they've said with the Tropical Americas area is that it's going to include, obviously, the Encanto-themed boat ride, an Indiana Jones ride, a critter carousel, and then also a large-scale counter-service restaurant.
Yeah. Now,
so, and to be fair, it does need another big restaurant.
Studio Canteen is wonderful. I love it. But it is kind of the only place I will go in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I agree. Flame Tree Barbecue is pretty good. Yeah. Like, there's a couple of other little places, but apart from that, it's okay.
And Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Now, we did it in Disneyland.
Yes, we did.
It's too loud for me over there.
Yeah.
But I think everything was loud over there.
In Paris, it's like a reckless
break your
journey.
neck.
Yeah. I want to see. Look, at the end of the day, I want to see. I like the Indiana Jones. It
IP, was
IP,
amazing.
But at the same time, I want to see something different done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want a straight kind of carbon copy of what we've seen before.
I don't want that either.
And I don't think it would work in Animal Kingdom.
No.
As in with the same sort of storyline.
No, I don't think it would either.
I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with it.
They'll do the boulder
again.
again, let's be honest. And they'll probably do the bridge.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I don't want it to be a carbon copy. Yeah. And I also don't want it to be as loud.
I also don't want to be screamed at.
Well, this is the thing that I did find strange, though, because I wear my Apple Watch around the parks.
Yeah.
Very rarely does it tell me in Orlando that we're in a loud environment. California, every 5 minutes I'm in a loud environment. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the main difference, is like take ear defenders to California because everything is much, much louder.
But in tropical Americas, I'm probably giving it...
I'm going 4 on that one.
3.5.
Okay.
I'm not quite at 4, but I'm not as low as a 3.
So she's introducing the halves.
Yep. I'm doing the decimal points.
Cool. The other thing to sort of mention in terms of a change, now I know that this came at the sort of end of 2024, but I'm mentioning it purely because I'm excited for it, and that's the breakfast options available at Satuli Canteen.
There's
exciting. Not an extensive amount, don't get me wrong, but I think the mixture between like very traditional like sausages and your typical breakfast stuff versus sort of like your fruit bowls and healthier options, I will at least try once or twice something from Satuli Canteen.
You say healthy options. I will be having the kids' cinnamon French toast.
I know you will. You're a sucker for French toast, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
You love it.
And the fact they've got cinnamon French toast as an adult meal, but it's like $5 cheaper for the kids one, and you get a drink.
Yeah.
Sold. I really want to take you up. I want to.
Where do you want to take me?
I want to take you to a world of competition. I'm really tempted to do that drink challenge as well.
Which one?
Where I just try as many drinks as I can.
What, as in alcoholic ones or just drinks?
No, your drink,
my one.
Your Coke Freestyle.
Oh, thank you for being inspired.
I kind of want to do it. I might pose it to Sophie and Harry as well and be like, hey guys.
I mean, I want to pose
how many drinks can we try?
I want to pose this generally to following. If you are going to do a trip in 2025 and you are getting one of the resort mugs, I challenge you to have as many different drinks, and we could do a leaderboard.
Because I do go for the same thing. Sweet iced tea from the Riviera.
Yep.
Coke, cherry vanilla, and root beer.
Yeah.
They're the only things I get.
Whereas I think the last time that I had a resort mug, I tried about 20 different ones. I want to double that.
Oh, easy.
Double that and give it to the next person. Oh, wait, that's me.
Very good.
Should we go to Epcot?
Yes.
Only because I think there's going to be a lot of things that we can say about Magic Kingdom. So, and you love it, to be honest. Where would you like to start at Epcot?
The new lounge.
Yes.
The Spaceship Earth lounge.
Yeah.
I am very... Is that one meant to open early this year?
Yeah, it opens this year.
Is it early? One of them's early, one of them's later. I think Spaceship Earth one's first.
Let's see what it's saying.
And then later in the year, it's Pirates.
Yeah, no, Spaceship Earth Lounge opening in late spring 2025.
So May, we should be able to see it.
No, we should. Not May.
No.
I'm taking the mic.
Oh, you're funny.
You're
funny. So I'm excited for that because that seems like my kind of thing.
I mean, someone said it. Someone said it the other day, and I think it's absolutely perfect. If I'm not greeted by Judi Dench saying something to me, then there's a missed opportunity.
Welcome to the bar.
I really hope there's a cocktail called Thank the Venetians.
Yes.
I think that's pretty good.
Yes.
Or like their strongest cocktail should be called Extra Extra for the boy.
Genius.
Yeah. This is what.
Wow.
Look, honestly, I am here for everything Spaceship Earth related.
Because
first and foremost,
future?
First and foremost, I was really, really disappointed with the fact that we never got the kind of update that was promised in COVID. So I think the fact that they're still using, that property for something else is great. And I think the fact that you're going to be able to see Spaceship Earth from that lounge and it's themed around it, this is 5 for me.
My place. Oh,
this
5.
Is absolutely
5 out of 5.
A 5 for me.
Very excited.
So yeah, any other cocktail names that you can think of?
Your future.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of.
I like that.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else? But there's nothing really springing to mind, if I'm honest.
Don't know.
I'm trying to think what else I'd like to say from the from the... Oh, they should do a
Go on.
A papaya cocktail.
Yes.
Because of the papyrus.
Yeah.
Different things.
Yeah.
But
basically
funny.
Everything about the written
Pounding
word.
papayas.
Pounding papayas.
Yes.
Won't leave you with a pounding headache, hopefully.
Yeah, so, but what else is there? Is anything else coming to Epcot?
We've got to talk about Test Track 3.0, Chloe.
Yes.
So, because this is the third iteration, and the attraction closed on June 17th in 2024. It's due to open.
Is it the fourth?
What? No, this is technically Test Track 3.0.
Yeah.
So it's set to open in late summer 2025. So I would hope that by the time that we go in September, we should be there. Yeah, that's what I would interpret from it. But again, this actual update, which is what is getting a lot of people excited, is inspired by World of Motion. And again, it will have lots of new kind of technological advances.
Mm-hmm.
I read somewhere that the queue's going to feature 6 new exhibits and some calls back to World of Motion. Now, when they say exhibits, I'm like, are you just going to try and sell me a car? Or is it actually going to be something that kind of engages me in that way? So, and don't get me wrong, I like Test Track. It's never been my go-to in Epcot, especially since Guardians. But actually, I would always... I mean, I will say something controversial. I don't think that Test Track is really worth the hype in any way.
I used to love Test Track.
Yeah.
I used to love it as a kid. But I used to love the fact that I was a test dummy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I really liked the pre-show video.
I preferred that experience.
Yeah.
But I would honestly say that there are at least 3 to 5 attractions that I would do every time rather than do
But I also
Track.
think Test Track has got a sour taste in our mouth because the amount of time it's broken down as we've been trying to go on it.
Yes, absolutely.
It
and
always
quite
breaks
frankly, that sticks in my brain and I'm never going to forget that, to be honest.
Yeah.
There are other things that we're obviously going to kind of see, or we have kind of seen as a result of this.
Oh.
Also remember that there is still the Figment meet and greets and all the new places to meet characters around Communical Hall and everything like that. Hello.
Voices of Liberty's new outfits.
They got new outfits?
Have you seen them?
No.
Oh, they are absolutely stunning.
New threads. Okay.
I can't show you right now.
I do enjoy the Voices of Liberty. Now. You don't have to show me right now.
I mean, they are beautiful
But
outfits.
it looks like you are showing me right now.
Yeah, because they are lovely. You need to see the new costumes and the Voices of Liberty new costumes. They are just like very they're giving slight Hamilton-esque.
Well, they are giving much more Hamilton, actually.
Do you know what I mean? I think they're absolutely stunning.
No, I like the fact that the colours are richer.
Like, you go back to that one. Their old ones aren't as fun.
Do you know what? They're slightly more of the time period of America starting, and I think that's obviously what they're going for in that in that aesthetic. But
I think
no, I really
lovely.
like.
The colours are gorgeous.
I will give that 4 out of 5.
Those at home, I hope you can see that.
If
there
not,
it is.
then look it up.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to see it. But actually, there's not. Do you know what? This is the first time that we've probably been able to talk about Epcot and updates, and there hasn't been a huge amount there because all the walls have come down.
Yeah,
which is so nice. However, this is definitely going to be contradicted by the fact that there are probably going to be loads of walls going up around Magic Kingdom, which is kind of a nice segue.
But really quickly, before you do that, Epcot, something came to my mind, and it's now just gone.
Okay.
Oh, Communical Hall.
Yeah.
Have you seen what they've done for the Festival of the Arts?
No, I haven't.
They've decked it out with loads of exhibits. That was fun, wasn't it? Exhibits.
Are you okay?
Exhibits. Thank you. Of different musicals. So they've got Lion King, Frozen, like all the costumes.
Oh, nice.
Some of the props and that kind of stuff. And it looks really good. It looks like that's what it should be.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
We're using it a bit more as an interesting space rather than just, I don't know, just a hall that you can get some food or an overpriced cookie in.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that makes sense. Right, there are so many changes coming to Magic Kingdom, and obviously I just mentioned the fact that there are loads of walls going up. First thing to note, if you are planning on doing any kind of fast pass system, be aware of the fact that throughout the entirety of 2025, Big Thunder Mountain is not running.
I thought you were going to say, if you plan on doing Big Thunder Mountain this year, change your plans.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
Change your plans. There ain't no thunder on this mountain.
It's getting fully retracked.
Fully retracked, but then I'd also be curious to see what the graphic updates are going to look like, because they have looked tired for a while.
It's going to look good.
But it is a fan favourite, and I think when you close a fan favourite for an entire year, I wonder what that's going to do to a lot of the queues for other classics like Pirates, Jungle Cruise, etc. I think that's going to be a difficult one, to be honest.
I'm going to say I'm a 4 out of 5 for that one.
I'm probably only a 3, but that's mainly because I've done other Big Thunders, and I think the other ones are always better.
Yeah, but if this one's getting retracked and everything, could this one be
better? Make it go faster is literally all I would say, because I think it's the 3rd wildest ride in the Disney parks.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that one. I'd agree with that one. Something that I'm so excited for. We're talking like 10,000 out of 5.
Wow.
The nighttime parade.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
SpectroMagic was my favourite thing. I'm so excited for it.
So what about Disney Starlight is kind of getting you really hyped?
Dream the night away.
All right.
Show some respect on that nighttime parade.
Oh, I will. Sorry.
I mean, it's got Frozen in it. Sold.
Okay.
And I think I think the nighttime shows in the past, the music has been so beautiful, and the costumes and the floats, and it's just so magical.
I think it'll be a wonderful update to what we saw with SpectroMagic, and because in a way, if you actually look at SpectroMagic now, it seems outdated.
Yeah, but the music is gorgeous.
No, I know it's wonderful, and when you play it in the office, it's really lovely. But I do think it's of its time. Whereas I'm excited to see what this sort of 21st century update is gonna
technology is gonna do some crazy things.
Other things that we can talk about in terms of closure, though, is the fact that the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island are closed.
Never did it.
No,
never did Tom Sawyer's Island.
Never did all of them, so I'm never going to be able to tick that off my list. But technically, if I make a list, it's not going to be on there. That is because there is a Cars Land and a Villains Land both coming. We have no idea on sort of really the scale, to be honest, because we've seen drawings and we know that each section is having 2 main attractions, but apart from that we've been told nothing on the timeline. We've made estimates. I reckon we're not seeing openings of those things until 2028 to 2030, if I'm being really honest, especially given the scale that I think Villains Land is going to bring.
Yeah, it's going to be big.
I think that for me is like a Batu style.
Yes, no, I agree.
Level of immersion.
Rocks, as we said.
Yeah. Which, again, I find so funny if you ever go back to that episode that we literally predicted that.
Exactly where it was going to be, yeah.
So strange.
Yeah, because I went...
Thank you.
Yeah. Crazy. Now, I know you're excited for this other one that's coming to Magic Kingdom, Stephen.
Yar. I'm guessing that's what you're going for, yeah?
That's what I was talking about. The Pirates of the Caribbean Lounge. Now, I'm so excited, but how hard is it going to be to get in there?
I think it's going to be very, very challenging, at least for the first year, because there are a lot of people that love Pirates of the Caribbean. I've spoken about it before in the fact that every other Pirates of the Caribbean has some form of like restaurant or something associated with the end of the ride. So I think people have been calling out for this for ages. I'm really intrigued to see with every level of detail. Like, for me, I'm not just going to want to go there and have a drink. I'm going to want to see every single detail and, like, call back to the ride. I'll probably end up going back and listening to to our episode with Shannon and just really kind of deep diving into all of the, like, little nuanced pieces that I'm going to see around. Because I think, the level of detail that we're going to see in that compared to maybe other bars is going to be crazy. Yeah.
I think it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's a couple of other things, just closures to be aware of, to be fair. The Hall of Presidents will be closed from January 20th.
No!
Until...
Not the Hall of Presidents!
No, I know. Until a to be determined date. So actually they haven't put a timeline on that, so I apologise.
I've never seen it.
I certainly hope that they're not going to put 2 Donald Trumps in there. That would be a little bit ludicrous for my for my liking. It'd be like, hello, John. But it's like, hello, Donald.
I don't know how I'll ever do it. I've never done it.
No, I reckon if I was doing a 3 to 4 week trip, which, let's face it, is not going to happen, and I was ticking off anything, then that would be one of the things that I would do. Other things to note is that the Astro Orbiter is closed until summer 2025 for refurbishments, and also the Dumbo Flying Elephant Playground is closed only from the end of January 2025 until spring. So there's just a couple of little updates that that are happening anyway.
Okay.
Did you want to shoot over to Universal Studios Island of Adventure?
Yeah, we'll do a
Universe?
quick update. So obviously the main one is Epic Universe.
Yes.
It's not long now till it opens. Very, very, very excited.
Yeah, wow, we're literally talking about 4 months now, aren't we?
We've had some lovely photos of the new Stella and Terra hotel.
Yeah.
Actual real photos, not a
not just concept
yeah,
arts.
not concept, actual photos. The hallways look gorgeous. You've seen like the ceilings that light up like stars.
I mean, this is my main thing at the moment. Is we're now in a stage where we're probably going to get so much released to us, and especially with all of the developments happening. Like we've seen, we know exactly what details are going in. We know what rides are going in. We know what the worlds are going to look like, especially with like the Harry Potter world and like everything with like Umbridge. We're going to see a whole new level of immersion and detail, but I want to see that physically. Yes, I don't want to see that through concept anymore. And I don't know whether I'm going to have to like hold back. Like, how do you feel about like 1, going /2, do you want to know everything before you go, or would you avoid it like the plague?
I wouldn't avoid it like the plague. I wouldn't do that. I need to get my bearings. Okay. I need to watch some vlogs to know where I'm going.
Sure.
General outside buildings and streets and getting to things, fine. Rides, I think I can hold off on.
Yeah.
I think
I really want to avoid.
I want to avoid Ministry of Magic, but I just want to know what it's like.
There's a couple of things to note with Universal Studios and Island of Adventure. You've got Popeyes is essentially closed from February to March for a bit of refurbishment.
It's too cold anyway.
That's literally closed for the whole time that we're there, so that's a little bit sad.
Oh, until March. Oh yeah.
Yeah, 1st of February to the March of 15th is closed. Gutted. You've also got the Hogwarts Express is closed for 2 or 3 days.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be closed. Obviously, we've still got the rumours of Rip Ride Rocket, but again, they're kind of planning demolishment of it, but they haven't said anything that's going to go there.
We still haven't heard.
So we haven't got a clue, to be honest.
We haven't heard what's going in place of where Poseidon's Fury was.
No.
We haven't heard what houses are coming out this year.
It's crazy to think that whole area is just disused and abandoned at the moment. I find that so strange.
I find it a bit creepy, like if you think about like in there at night time.
Yeah.
Spooky. We also have had a rumour that there are going to be 11 houses this year.
Oh,
is what I heard on the rumour mill.
I like that.
Might not actually be happening. It was just down to like the planning permissions and like the studio like stuff for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm very excited for that. Just in general, don't care how many houses there are, very excited.
Lovely. Another thing that's sort of more to do with City Walk is the fact that the Universal Studios store is going to expand in the fall of 2025.
Oh, very nice.
And it is going to include a Super Nintendo World expansion. And then there will also be a Wizarding World of Harry Potter area in there where they're going to have a cart outside of the parks that will sell butterbeer.
Oh.
Yeah, which I think is a good little addition, actually.
They should do that.
Because people have probably been craving butterbeer outside of the parks on City Walk, and it's still property, so I don't know why you wouldn't. But that is hopefully everything that you need to know about an upcoming trip in 2025. Yeah. There are obviously things that we haven't mentioned. Hotel
constructions and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
If you're staying on site, I mean, I could talk about hotel constructions at Disney for ages.
But people probably want that as much as they want me doing a video on the 50 drinks that I tried in the Coke machines.
From what I know, here's my quick one though, just really quickly.
Sure.
In general, if your Disney hotel just says they'll be doing minor renovation work throughout the resort, and it says between like just normal working hours, it's usually like what we had at Caribbean Beach. They close a section of the hotel off. No one is staying in a room in that section, so you probably won't notice it. Portofino Bay at Universal Studios are going under a big refurb this year. Okay. So just be warned for that one. That is quite a lot of refurbishment going on. But mainly, most Disney ones are just them updating all the rooms to now have that second pull-down bed or a bit more of a nicer feeling in the moderates. Yeah. So, yeah. No. Sorry, that was very businessy, wasn't it?
No, you're all good. I think it's really useful in all honesty. And, yeah, there's so many updates coming and so much newness arriving on the horizon. It's an exciting time to be a Disney or a Universal fan, to be honest.
Yeah. And next week, what is it, Stephen?
It's a guest episode.
It is a guest episode. Whoop, whoop. Well done. So...
it's time to sail away on our guest episode.
It is time to sail away on our guest episode.
Lovely.
So,
what is the question, though?
That is a wonderful question yourself, Stephen. So, I would like to know What is the name of the kids club on board the Disney cruises?
No,
not
fine.
teens. I'm not going into that. Just kids.
Sounds good to me. Well, either way, we've got an evening of editing, planning for the podcast, etc. There's so much to do. There's 5 weeks to go.
I need some burger spring rolls.
Yes, we'll let you know what they are like in the next episode. But thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
We can cry when it's over.